Chapter 36 The Glitch. The vibrant neon lights of the main stage cut through the darkness of the crowded auditorium, pulsing in perfect sync with the roaring bass. Thousands of screaming fans waved glowing plastic stars as the Pizzaplex main attraction took their positions. Glamrock Chica shredded on her guitar. Roxanne Wolf struck a fierce pose with her keytar, and Montgomery Gator hammered out a heavy, driving rhythm on his bass. As at the center of it all stood Glamrock Freddy, his voice echoing perfectly through the massive pavilion as he belted out the opening lines of the show's final. Up in the security booth, Thomas and Vanessa watched the monitors, while Captain Silge stood quietly in the shadows behind them, his digital eye patch monitoring the area's local network. Everything seemed completely normal. Suddenly, a violent spike of purple data flashed across Freddy's internal head-up display. Deep within his program, a forged and corrupt signal tore through his main system routine. Freddy's eyes, usually a bright and welcoming blue, violently flickered to a cold blank white. His vocal processors caught in a horrific looping digital screech that blasted over the auditorium speakers, drowning out the music. Chica stopped playing her mechanical head snapping toward him in confusion. Freddy! Freddy didn't answer. His large animatronic frame stiffened, his joints locking up before his arms began to thrash. Violently out of control, he swiped blindly at the air, knocking over his microphone stand with a deafening crash. The crowd's cheer instantly morphed into confusion. Terrified movers as the giant bear staggered backward, his legs shaking violently under the immense digital strain. What's happening to him? Thomas shouted, leaning over the security desk to get a closer look at the monitor. His system is overloading, Vanessa cried out, her fingers flying across her keyboard to pull up his diagnostics. Below her conscious thoughts, a dark hidden part of her mind, Vanny, felt a surge of cold satisfaction. Though Vanessa herself was entirely frantic, the mainframe is completely rejecting its own operating parameters. On stage, Roxy and Monty rushed forward to grab him, but before they could reach their leader, Freddy's power cord completely short-circuited. The bright neon light on his chest plate went dark, with a heavy metallic thud that shook the entire stage floor. Glamrock Freddy collapsed forward, crashing face first into the polished wood. He lay completely motionless. Clear the pavilion, activating safety protocols, Vanessa's voice boomed over the emergency intercom as she slammed her hand into the desk override. The heavy security curtain swept shut, blocking the audience view of the stage. Automated staff bots quickly rolled out into the seating area, directing the disappointed, murmuring crowds toward the exit doors. Down on the stage, the remaining band members worked quietly to handle the crisis. Following strict emergency safety protocols, Freddy was placed into low power mode to prevent his primary logic core from completely melting down. With Freddy completely unresponsive in his forced sleep cycle, the rest of the main glam rock band, Chica, Roxy, and Monty, withdrew from the stage, subdued anxiety and deeply unsettled. All of them went straight back to their rooms to wait out the investigation.